Hi, and welcome to the Divinely Inspired Woman podcast. I am your host, Patricia Wald-Hopkins. I am a modern mystic, and I am here to share with you the beautiful wisdom and stories from women that desire to lead their lives inspired by the divine within them. The divinely inspired woman is devoted to walking the path of her soul's calling, tuning into the divinity within to navigate life with ease and grace through all circumstances. She cultivates beauty in her daily life. She is here to share the most authentic self each day through thick and thin. So I hope you'll enjoy our show today and that you will leave with an infusion of inspiration for your soul and for your day and living your life. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Divinely Inspired Woman. I am Patricia Wald-Hopkins, your host. And today I have a special guest, Radhaa Nilia. And we're going to be playing with the lover archetype from the Voices of Gaia, New Earth Leadership. What do I want to call them? Paradigm, body of work that I have been curating over the last couple of years. And she has just curated a beautiful book that we'll be talking about that relates to the lover archetype. And so I'm excited to play with these energies. And let me just tell you, first of all, let's say hello, Radhaa. It's so great to have you here.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. I love the lover archetype. My name, Radhaa, is actually the lover archetype. Radhaa. So that feels good.
Yeah, that feels very aligned and good. And so let me just tell you a little bit about Radhaa. She is the founder and visionary behind Radhaa Publishing House, which is a vibrant community dedicated to amplifying voices and fostering meaningful connections. She is led by a team of visionary women of color. Radhaa Publishing House is a boutique publisher specializing in holistic wellness, self-help, poetry, and memoirs. The company is renowned for its signature author incubators, which I have been graced to be a part of, and mentorship programs providing comprehensive support to authors at every stage of their journey, from conceptualizing ideas to bringing books to life. Radhaa Publishing House is committed to empowering authors and promoting diverse voices in the literary world. So in addition to being a publisher, Radhaa is a transformative feminine leader and the creator of Goddess Code Academy, which is a mystical school for the divine feminine, where she teaches her original modality, goddess activations. So as a multimedia artist, coach, teacher, curator, and author, Radhaa combines creativity with leadership in her multifaceted roles. Yes, she does. She is passionate about the transformative power of books to inspire positive change and create lasting legacies. So she has this, part of this global movement to explore opportunities to contribute to upcoming projects with other, voices out there. And so I know you're going to tell us a little bit about what your current projects are. But first off, I would love to hear about what called you to curate Poems from the Heart.
Yes, I'm so happy that you're part of Poems from the Heart and so many other amazing poets across the globe. And that was the vision, is to bring hearts together globally because of the very tumultuous times that we're living in and how easy it is to feel separate or to feel like something's happening over there or that fight's between them. And we forget our humanity when we view each other in that way. And I found that having, friends and also authors that I work with worldwide that I feel more connected into this whole world, and it kind of brings me back to my humanity. And I really wanted to bring forward the very simple thing of humanity and hearts worldwide. So
Beautiful. Yes, there's how many authors are in there? Poets are in there. I'm thinking it's like 30, isn't it? It's something like it's an incredible amount.
I believe it was 24 or
24,
so, or maybe
okay.
20. Yeah, so it was a nice group, and I felt like everybody really got to know each other for the most part. There were some people that didn't join our Facebook group, but for the most part, most people did. And I really like to foster a feeling of community, the kind of community that friendships last after, the book. And even when you all collaborate together in different ways, I really am so happy because it is about bridging the worlds together to help us understand that we're one human world, and that our brothers and sisters are just in different parts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You really are able to bring together diverse groups of people and create that beautiful heart-centered community. So I've witnessed that, and am very just amazed at what you do. And tell me a little bit now about what's in your heart today before we go into your what's in your heart
Yeah.
today.
I feel a lot of stirrings in my heart, and I feel that it's important that whatever's at the forefront, that's where we should be creating from. And you're a, amazing author, and also you're a creatrix, so you understand, like, when something's at the front of your heart, you just feel compelled to birth it into manifestations. And so I feel a few things in my heart that are really stirring. And one of them was in Poems from the Heart. We really explored the heart chakra and all kinds of love and longing. And a lot of the poets also were like, we want to explore more of the sensual side. We want to go deeper in that direction. And so I always listen, I really do. If like two or more people tell me, then I'm like, oh, okay. So I opened up that space to create Radiant Sutras, passion and verses. So it's an exploration of sensual poetry, and it's for all ages, for co-ed. It's about exploration and coming back to certain parts of ourselves that maybe we got busy in life and forgot. Maybe we were tending to others and forgot. Maybe we got into bad relationships and then came out of it and just cut ourselves off. There could be so many things going on in our lives where we can forget those tender parts that really make us alive. And as someone who's always an explorer, but also a healer, I like to go and explore and just see what's there. So we're bringing in two beautiful goddesses to lead us, and that is Gila Nehemiah, who is an erotic poetry teacher. She's been doing this for a long time. She is an exquisite woman, someone I deeply love and admire. And and she's currently in Israel right now. She's actually from New York, but she's been going through like a lot of this war stuff, and
Wow.
so we've gotten a really close because we just talk a lot. And that's what I mean. We always think something's happening out there, but when you have somebody in different parts of the world, you realize it's not just out there. This is in my heart. This is right here. It's not out there thing. It's a right here thing. And it just presences you to, wow, the gratitude of being alive, and then the gratitude of this now moment, and that we shouldn't push aside our desires, of ourself, further away. Like, it's just for us too. Like I'm saying, it's not like it's just for us to explore as artists. So to feel again, to really, sometimes we go numb because
Mhm.
we've been hurt, and that
Mhm.
makes so much sense. And so it's kind of like reawakening and inviting those parts to open and to remember those parts that are really innocent and really sacred before the traumas. And then we have our beautiful crone goddess, Selma Harwell, who is
Mm.
also going to be leading every class with intention, like helping us to drop into our body. She's very much into that somatic wisdom
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
the body. And when she does that, I instantly almost melt into myself, like a softening that I
Yeah.
didn't know that I needed in that moment. And in order to kind of write and explore, it is very important to prime ourselves into a softening and allow so we can feel safe, and we're going to create that beautiful space. And so these women I love and admire very much and respect. And so I couldn't be happier. They're leading this entire workshop for 4 months. And then if people want to move forward and be part of the poetry book, which you're going to be part of, then
Mhm.
do so. So there's a lot of opportunity here to explore and even, dare I say, find some healing. Um, you know, we're going to start the class off really checking in with everybody, like in an honest way, like, where are you? Well, I'm not, Gila will be, but kind of just dropping right into the space. And when someone is present, for at least for me, like I feel an expansion, just like, talking to you right now, I feel an expansion. So it's a gift to have someone holding sacred space. And I couldn't be more excited about this beautiful project of coming back to our sensuality and our divine innocence.
Yeah. I'm really feeling that, like this just, yeah, dropping into the body, like into the heart, but then rooting it into the body, and that sensuality coming and pouring out through words. I'm really excited about that. And one of the lover gifts in the Voices of Gaia New Earth Leadership um, body of work is, it's called intoxication, and
Ooh.
it's divine intoxication, and it's about the melding of the spiritual with the material indulgences. And I really feel that, and I got chills when I said that, when that coming out, like in that book. The other flavors or frequencies of the lover are, compassion, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
there's also, forgiveness and transparency and empathy, are some of them, tenderness. And there's 8 of them. And so I know when we were talking about doing this interview, you had mentioned, empathy and universal love was another one, and transparency kind of speaking to you. Um, so it's as your voice as a lover, and being like a voice of Gaia, being this beautiful being of light, embodied in this beautiful, woman that you are, and all your gifts. Like, can you see, I just see how you weave together all those frequencies through all your creations. And it's a blessing. And I just, want to state that out loud, that you're very appreciated. You're
Thank
very,
you.
very appreciated.
I so appreciate you too, and your presence and being part of this journey too. It's really wonderful. Like, because you have that Mother Gaia, like strong frequency of love, and it pours through you and all you do. And even other authors have shared that. So thank you. That is the intention, is that we're working with frequencies, we call it
Mhm.
different things, but
Right.
at the end of the day, they're frequencies. And that when an author leaves the author incubator or the publishing part of it, they may feel like a little bit different, in their lives. Um, and I always hope for the better. And that's the feedback. So I feel that, um, You know, it's a beautiful co-creation, and I really love co-creation. To me, I really love co-creation. I love to weave with others, their with their energies, and that's the books I feel like are all encoded with everyone's divine frequency. And so it's I do feel that our books have a lot of codes in them, you know, just
Yeah.
naturally. So even if
Yeah.
people just have it, they just feel something from it. And I've heard that so many times. I just felt this energy from the book. I had to pick it up. I got it, and I was like, wow. So it makes me happy, you know, those little moments of feedback, it really makes me happy because all the work is worth it, you know, it's worth
It
it.
is
These
a
are
lot. It is a lot. It's a
yeah,
devotion, right?
it's
It's
devotion. Yes, it is a
it is a
devotion.
devotion. Yeah. So yeah, tell me a little bit about some other projects that you have
Yes.
going on right now.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm so excited to share the Goddess Rising archetypal exploration and devotional poetry
Mhm.
writing. So it's a poetry writing, devotional poetry writing. And really, it's about, like you said, the frequencies. We're gonna have a different goddess archetype that we are working with as a group each month. And then we kind of get to activate that and work with that energy. And you know, Lisa Littleton will be co-leading that with me, and she's actually Poems from the Heart too, and she's an incredible she works with like the ley lines of the earth. I feel
Oh,
we should have a
ooh.
conversation with her. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love that.
She wrote a book about it. So she's going to be doing all the chakra activations that go at the start of each session, and then I'll be doing the goddess activation, and then we'll be doing really deep poetry writing, devotional poetry writing that really
Beautiful.
feeds our heart and our soul and kind of awakens that goddess within us. So we, you know, as women, we have so many different archetypes because you also work with archetypes. So you know
Hmm.
that like we are not just one flavor.
No.
We're not like it's
Thank goodness.
oh my goodness, no, we've got many flavors. And so exploring that to me is such a gift because when women really get to explore all the flavors and the frequencies within themselves, there's so much empowerment.
Mhm.
And you know, this is going to be part of a program that participants have the opportunity to be published in Voices of the Divine, a goddess poetry anthology.
Ah,
So again, it's going to be an amazing journey, and that this one's a little bit longer. You know, now it's going to be 6 months plus the pre-recording of the first class, so it's really going to be juicy. And again, I think this is nice because as women we go through so many cycles, and it doesn't
mhm.
matter what stage you are in your life, we need sisterhood, you know.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do. Yeah, that cauldron, right? Bringing the
Yeah.
creative energies together and nourishing ourselves as well. So
Oh,
we're
it
doing
feels
that.
good. It amplifies. It amplifies
Mhm.
when we come together, especially when we're focusing on that devotional and that divine aspect. It just
Mhm.
kind of like amplifies. And so it's I feel that with you too. Like whenever you come to our you know, author incubators, it's like your energy build helps to build that light grid that we're building. So it is
Yeah.
an honor to have that caliber, you know, of like you're that caliber of woman that is
Mm.
great work in this world. And those are the people we're calling in because, you know, we're all pillars of light. Like you're in New Mexico, right? So
Mhm.
you've been holding down that pillar of light for such a long time there. And it's such a blessing for that area, really, truly. Like in a way, you've been like a guardian to
Mm.
that. We are the
Mm.
guardian to where we are. You know, I'm in
Right.
Appalachians, and with
Mhm.
what's going on, I just keep imagining that pillar of light and you know, we went through this kind of like very traumatic experience and could have went
Yeah.
off walls, but had to
Yeah.
come back in. And luckily I have these practices so I could just sit in the dark and go inside because I've cultivated these things. And so
Mhm.
I really think it's important to cultivate our inner fortitude. We've been so focused on the outer, but the inner, when
The
things
inner
get tough, we
inner
have to
strength.
have our inner strength. Yeah, because I see that things are going to continue to shift. We will have challenges, and then at some point, it's going to open up. But can see the patterning. It's almost like an expansion of challenges that we really are meant to actually look at the shadows and overcome. But we can't do that unless we have something going on inside where we're strong enough to see what's going on. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
helps.
To get clarity really clear and out of the turmoil or the chaotic
Mhm.
emotional energy of the collective, right? And
It,
it's
yeah,
like part of the, with the new earth leadership archetypes, it's all moving towards in this direction of living your life, leading your life, like from
yeah.
that place, from
Hmm.
that deep heart-centered place that's rooted in the earth, though. And
Hmm.
like, accessing, like you're talking about, and maybe this is similar to what you're talking about, is like that 5D, that those higher levels of consciousness, and letting those guide you rather than the 3D
Yeah. Yeah.
chaos.
It's like you have a higher octave to work with.
Right.
You and kind of we it's important to be pulling that through our own physical bodies and
Yeah.
grounding it into the earth wherever we are. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's
It's
kind of what
coming.
we do, and yeah, it's that's so beautiful though. I love the new earth leadership. That's beautiful, beautiful.
Mm.
Needed. It's needed.
All of us are needed to
Yeah.
lead from our hearts.
Hmm.
And and I want to make sure we have time for you to read
Oh
one of
yeah.
your beautiful poems.
Yeah.
And let's say, is there anything else that you want to talk about
That's one thing.
before we close with that?
Super, super quick because this is super
Yeah.
amazing. So part of my mission is to amplify the voices of the New Earth leaders, really truly like the people who are really bringing forth this new energy in whatever ways they're doing, whether that's through healing modalities, whether it's through workshops, writing, being an author, or a holistic inventor. There's so many innovations people are doing, and even the people who are just holding it down in their everyday lives, that are
Mhm.
showing up. So I activated the Rising Star PR program to amplify your creative voice and your brand. And so this is so exciting. We're going to start in November and run all the way to the end of March. And it's
Wow.
a program where we get to bring the spotlight to your careers, the ones that you want to focus on, because a lot of people are transitioning their careers too and kind of putting more energy
Mm-hmm.
to what their next, leadership role is going to be. So we're going to be meeting and doing all kinds of inner work and also work on the brands, work on the PR aspect, which is
Mm.
like, press releases. And I'm kind of going to
Mm-hmm.
how to do this,
Wow.
but also, um, I'll keep it short. Also, we're going to be taking those that want to go, it's on Oscar night. There's a big gala, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
huge red carpet. It's a red carpet that it's going to have hundreds of photographers and interviewers, and it's like a once in a lifetime kind of event. And I'm like, listen, you guys have to take it more seriously if you really want your work to be known. It's important to get in front of the camera, get on
It's
stage,
true.
whatever it is, you got to get in front of the microphone, you got to share what you're doing. It could be the best idea in the world, but if you're not sharing it, it's still like hidden. So we have to step out of the shadows and into the light, really mean it.
Yeah.
And so we get to dress up together. We're going to actually do a fun little party where we get to decide what we're going to wear together. And that's just one of the Zoom calls. But, it's going to be a journey we do together. And then afterwards, we're going to gather all the interviews and the pictures and everything and put that all together and put that out. So it's going to be a fun process that really empowers,
Wow.
innovators and the new earth leaders, really, because it's the next step. We have to get up into the media because, how I see it is we're bringing the light to the dark. I left Hollywood, but I come back sometimes for certain events, and I always say, because if there's a purpose, if there's something to talk about, it's important to do it. You got to step up and step in. And so you're going to have like people, they do all these programs, but they don't get into the spotlight. And so
Right.
this is going to be shining your brightest light, but also clearing away all the fears and the traumas. We know that witch wound inside and out.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, we're going to just clear that right out. All
Yeah.
that stuff, like it doesn't matter anymore. We're at the threshold. So if you really want to stand for something, you're going to have to go even further now. So this is for those who have that inner motivation and
Mm-hmm.
they want to do the inner work and they want to do the outer work, and they're willing to create more information. It's really about information, right? We're
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
information about the work that you guys are doing, the books that you're in, whatever your messaging is, we're going to be putting it out into the world, like for real, putting it out into the world.
That's
So
beautiful.
yeah, I'm so
Mhm.
excited about this. And that's,
Wow.
it's new for us, but I just got the download that it's time. It's time to kind of gather in person and then bring everybody forward. And so I'll be standing, with everybody and kind of guiding them on their signature speech too, because when you're on the red carpet, you have like 5 minutes to put it all out there, and you can get
Wow.
really nervous. So we're gonna
Right.
get it all together. We're gonna have the points so that whatever they ask you, you know what you're gonna be saying because you know your core message. So it's gonna be
That's
so much fun, and I can't wait to invite anybody that wants to join. Just reach out. We're willing to have a convo.
that really sounds amazing and very transformative and
Yeah.
powerful. Oh, yeah, definitely. And we'll make sure that we have that information when we publish this podcast so people can find you and find those programs. And your web, is this on your website or are they, can they be?
It's not yet. So most of the stuff right now I put on my link tree just because it's easier to link it.
Okay. So we'll
We-
make sure we have
Yeah.
that link tree. And what is it, just in case people
It's
just hear it?
Linktree Radhaa Publishing.
Radhaa Publishing. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, and it'll also be in the text below the
Yes.
podcast episode.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. You have a lot coming
Yeah.
together now. It's amazing. And I want people to hear that other part of you, the part that is that poetic voice. And so if you feel called to share your poem with us, I would love that and be
Okay.
honored to have you do that.
Okay. It's called A Field of Dreams.
Mm.
In the field of dreams, under skies so wide, where love blooms like wildflowers side by side. You in a cowboy hat, rugged and true, me in cowgirl boots, ready for our debut. In my dreams, we embrace, though yet to meet, a life together, vibrant and sweet. A big, beautiful family we envision, our home alive with love's precision. On a hill with acres, we have our haven, stands tall, welcoming loved ones, one and all. Space to breathe where hearts entwine, an art and dance studio where dreams align. Here we dance beneath the stars to the melody of
Mm.
love with no bars. In your embrace, I find my rest, a sanctuary where we're truly blessed. I always dreamed of my own family, and now with you, it's a reality. In this haven, our love will bloom, a testament to dreams that loom. We celebrate our love, a bond unseen, a world shared with you, our secret, serene. In a journey forged from broken past, we found strength in love that lasts. For
Mm.
I waited in the quiet of night for a soul like yours, my heart's delight.
Mm.
Anyways, I'll just leave it there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long poem. But it came from a dream. So I had a dream like a few years ago, And in my dream, it was in a field, and this divine soul came into my dream and just embraced me. And I never forgot that feeling and how what an impact it made. So
Wow.
I just it's something that's like in my subconscious mind, and but it felt like the most beautiful thing ever. So it just came out in a poem.
I could hear like music and see a visual. You can make a whole movie about it. So I think, thank you so much. It's really lovely to hear your voice in that, in that frequency, as well as your creatrix and your amazing artistry out and serving others through your programs. And wow. Well, I know we're coming to the end of our time together, and I just want to take a moment to thank you for sharing your time with us here today. And is there any last little bits of wisdom, pearls of wisdom for us, for our community here that you'd like to share?
Yes. I just want to say that I know that we are in the times of so much change, transformation, and also within our own being. It's almost like we are morphing and transforming like we've never before. And so I would say never like make yourself wrong for whatever you're feeling or going through. I would say capture it and into put it into your art,
Mm-hmm.
create a poem about it, just like that dream I had. It was a dream, but it had nowhere to go. So I put it on paper, I put it in a poem. Even your rage is sacred. If you have rage, there is a reason behind it. Explore it. Don't just brush it off or be like, I'm so bad because I'm feeling this way. Like, we have to stop demonizing ourselves for being
Right.
powerfully feeling and emotional beings, so that's what we are.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, let's transmute it and use that fire to
Yeah.
create something more beautiful in this world than what was before. So that's my invitation to you.
Beautiful. Thank you. And thank you again. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Um, Remember to open your heart to the world and let your light shine out there. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Divinely Inspired Woman. Again, I'm your host, Patricia Wald-Hopkins, and I am so glad that you joined us here today. I hope you left with some soul food to inspire your daily life. And if you would like to learn more about my work, please check out my website, patriciawaldhopkins.com, and you can find out more about my divinely inspired practice and tools. So, thank you again. Have a beautiful day. Hi. I'm dropping in here with an announcement about a program, a new mentorship that I am offering. It's called Voices of Gaia, and it's about bringing your voice, your leadership, your life in alignment with Gaia's guidance. So if you feel called to learn more about this program, it's a beautiful, rich program where we dive into your essence, and if you so desire, we develop your business around it and really blossom into your whole lifestyle, this wisdom from Gaia that wants to be spoken through you. So if you feel called, reach out to me at patricia@patriciawaldhopkins.com. That's patricia@patriciawaldhopkins.com. There's no hyphen between Wald and Hopkins. And I would just love to hear from you and see if this is a good fit. So thank you for tuning in. Have a beautiful day.